Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Two different levels I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and tonight, breaking news. We have some real breaking news out of the apROCKY trial. The jury came to a verdict, and it just came down about an hour ago, and we're going to talk about that next. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. And to everyone who is subscribed to my channel, I thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and rocking with your boy. So let's get into it. As I was saying, apROCKY has been on trial. This is stemming from an event that happened back on November 6th of 2021 between a scuffle between apROCKY and one of his former friends and label mates, ASAP Rocky. And he was found not guilty of all charges. And here's what he was charged with. He was charged with 2 counts of discharging a firearm. In the scuffle, it said that, they had been beefing for a while, and then they ended up in Hollywood. They got to fighting, and all of a sudden, apROCKY pulled a gun out and fired it twice. One of the bullets allegedly grazed ASAP Rocky's knuckles, but nobody was injured. Now, Rocky's attorneys, they argued in this case that Relly was a pathological liar. And you had Relly take the stand and do all this stuff as far as, I guess you want to say snitching. But he got on the stand and told his story, and it was contradictory, and it sounded like he perjured himself numerous times on the stand as far as I'm concerned. I didn't really cover this case throughout as it was going on because it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I totally forgot that apROCKY had got in trouble for anything. This happened so long ago, but he finally was up. His case finally came up before a magistrate in California, and he was looking at 24 years in prison if he was convicted of this. A couple of days ago, the prosecution came to apROCKY, and they offered up a plea deal. How they always do. They offered him 6 months in jail, and if he took the deal, 6 months in jail, and that was it. And he gambled. apROCKY is doing a lot of stuff right now. He's supposed to be headlining the Rolling Loud. Well, he's now going to be headlining. He was already scheduled to headline, but now we can confirm that he's going to be part of the Rolling Loud Festival in March. He's also helping with the Met Gala. He's one of the celebrity co-chairs. He's also in a movie with Denzel Washington and Spike Lee directing it. That's coming out this summer. Obviously, we know that he has a relationship with Rihanna and they share 2 kids. So, he had a lot to lose by taking this to trial and not accepting the plea deal and just doing it 6 months. But he gambled on himself, and you know what? It paid off because the jury found him not guilty. So in this case, what they really had to try was to reach the verdict that he, without a reasonable doubt, pulled out this gun with intent to harm. There's some element to it may have been self-defense, but you know, there's also some things that it may have been a prop gun. They said that he carried a prop gun around, and it was shooting blanks. All this stuff came out. Now the prosecutor said that they didn't find out about any of this until right before the trial. The self-defense stuff wasn't, you know, wasn't something that they had heard before. But ASAP Rocky didn't take the stand. He didn't take the stand. He opted not to testify in this trial. And ultimately, without saying anything, without having to perjure himself, the jury deliberated for about 3 hours. It wasn't that long. And, you know, the closing arguments was this morning. And all of a sudden, they're right back to, you know, a verdict 3 hours after into deliberation. They came back with a verdict quickly. And when I first heard that they had came back with a verdict, I was like, ooh, this is kind of quick. Like, this could either be a good thing or a bad thing. And then, you know, some people online had already started leaking that he had been found not guilty, even though many people like myself probably were tuned in to the Law and Crime YouTube channel and waiting on the trial. That's where I watch all the cases at. So if you ever are looking at trying to look at the cases, Law and Crime's YouTube channel is a place to go. You can see all the cases there, all the high profile ones, and some other ones too, though. But ultimately, you know, they went and deliberated, like I said, and 3 hours later they came back and returned not guilty verdict. And when they said the first not guilty, you saw the emotion. Like, Rocky literally ran from the stands and like dived and hugged somebody over there. And I don't know who he was hugging. You couldn't really see who he was hugging. And he came back and he was hugging his lawyers. And the judge was like, "Okay, calm down." But obviously, you know, in that moment, you can't really tell somebody to calm down. You know, he kind of like, "Hey, kind of calm it down." Let's, you know, he wasn't rude with it. Because obviously, this is his man's freedom we're talking about. This is his livelihood. This is 24 years of his life that may be getting ready to be upside down. And when he comes out, his kids are grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this man is thinking about right now in this moment, that these 12 jurors have his life in their hands. Literally, his life is in their hands. So they read the next verdict. One thing that this judge did that I had never seen, but he actually asked every single juror, was if what they thought was accurate to what they had decided. That was something that I had never seen in a court case. So that was kind of interesting. But ultimately, as I said, he was found not guilty of all counts, and now he gets to walk free, completely exonerated of this, and he can move on with his life, leave all that ASAP mob stuff alone, and, you know, go ahead and continue to do him and be with Rihanna and the babies and live a prosperous life and leave that street shit and everybody who doesn't have his best interests at heart. Just leave all that stuff alone, man. Leave those people alone. You know what I'm saying? Just leave them alone. Because if this will happen with people that's supposed to be your homeboys, your label mates, then you don't need that kind of crowd with you. If they're going to try to get you in a situation where your life could be either at harm, at risk, or you got to defend yourself, wrong people to be around, especially when you got little babies. You got a whole life, and a lot of this may be jealousy. They don't have the careers, the lifestyle that ASAP has. They feel like, you know, he took off and forgot about him. We know about all this. This is a classic case of jealousy. Somebody's jealous of the other one, and you know, it's time to cut ties. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. This was kind of quick. Never seen a verdict reach this fast, and not in a trial like this. But realistically, this shouldn't even have went to trial in the first place. So thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, Coaching Nation, keep it coaching.